So today we're going to be doing a space companies tier list with a specific focus on launch space companies. I don't know all of these companies equally, so for example I know Rocket Lab a lot better, so keep that in mind. It's just for a little bit of fun, don't take these ratings too literally. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. So first off, we got Relativity. So Relativity have some really ambitious targets, which is good. I think it's good to have ambition. Perhaps these targets are a little bit too ambitious, one could say. But they haven't actually attempted a launch yet, and I believe they're doing so early next year. Well, this year now, actually, 2022. I believe it might be in March or sometime around the first quarter or second quarter. But I'm going to have to hover towards the bottom. This will be an evolving tier list, so I may move things in the future. But for now, let's put that in C tier. They're ambitious. Their LEO capacities in their payloads, for example, are aiming to be really, really quite high. But they haven't attempted anything yet. So actually, for now, I'll put them in C tier for now. I'll be nice. Next one. Well, Rocket Lab. I've got a whole video regarding this company, or many videos regarding this company. I'll link them in the card in the top right. But they have a proven track record of many Electron launches, launching over 100 satellites into space. They got their Neutron coming on. I think it will be interesting. Hopefully it's successful. So instantly I'm hovering around here. The Neutron has an interesting design, quite different from the route SpaceX has gone. And without, for example, made of carbon fiber. It will be an interesting, don't know if it will be directly competing with the Falcon 9. It probably won't be competing with the Starship at all. It's more of a small satellite sort of thing. But they're reliable. They have good people there. I quite like Peter Beck. And I just think they'll be the leader in small satellite launches in the future. Or I hope so. So for that, I think I'm going to have to put them in the A tier. They don't have that kind of capacity or the funding, for example, that SpaceX has. I think Elon Musk is kind of just a different kettle of fish, so to speak. What they've done is simply amazing with the Falcon 9, the large capacity there. It's really, really good for SpaceX. So it's just hinting where SpaceX may be placed on this list, but I don't think it's quite there yet compared to SpaceX. Blue Origin. Now, of course, we've just been talking about SpaceX, but Blue Origin, many legal proceedings against SpaceX, haven't actually done too much themselves that I know of. Correct me if I'm wrong. They've got the Orbital Reef next generation space station that they're planning with Redwire. I've done an overview of Redwire. They're not so much a launch company, so I've not included them here, but I'll put a link to the overview of Redwire in the top right. It goes over Orbital Reef, that Blue Origin and Sierra Space are covering, for example. But I think they're really ambitious. Of course, they've got the funding, but they really don't really like their execution, going about chasing Elon Musk, for example, legally, and not really helping the industry. But the SpaceX fans won't like this, but it's got a place in B tier, as of course I do think in the future they will add some tremendous things to the space industry and will be successful eventually. Let's go with Astra next. So Astra, they've had their first successful launch, which is really good. I'm happy for them. I bet they're really happy. They should be. Getting a rocket into space, of course, is no easy task. So I think the fact that their payload capacity on their rocket is so low, and the fact that I think it was just a test, I could be wrong, so correct me in the comments. But I think Rocket Lab, they're going for the same sort of market, and Rocket Lab just outclasses them, especially if their Neutron rocket goes into space. Regardless, I think I'm going to have to put them in C tier and move Relativity down to D tier, as they've not attempted a launch yet. Blue Origin's got to stay in B tier for now. Firefly Aerospace. So Firefly Aerospace have had one attempted launch, I believe. I think it exploded upon the attempted launch. It's interesting. I think it's obviously getting closer than Relativity. Relativity is interesting in terms of its 3D printing applications. I can do more in-depth videos onto any one of these companies if you'd be interested, so make sure you leave a comment if that's something you're interested in, and if I have some time I'll make a more in-depth video in Relativity, Firefly, for example, Blue Origin. if the demand's there. But Firefly, they're definitely further on in their kind of preparations than Relativity. I think they've had to stop some of their preparations for a second launch attempt, but I think they've got to go in this probably same sort of level as Astra, although Astra, I might be propelled to even bump them just behind Blue Origin in the B tier, or they can go in front of Firefly because they have had a successful launch. It's just the launch capacity is a bit, obviously I don't want to sound like getting into space is easy, but it's just a bit pitiful compared to all these competitors. SpaceX is going in the S tier, especially with the I'm by no means I wouldn't say I'm a SpaceX fanboy. If anything, I'm a Rocket Lab fanboy. But SpaceX, the Falcon 9, Falcon Heavy, for example, they've all done so much. The Starship's really interesting. I think it will be really vastly successful and be able to carry so much weight into space. That will be really quite interesting to see what it opens up for the commercial space industry. SpaceX, I would say, to be honest, is just stands apart from all of these other companies here. Maybe not the ULA. ULA is something that I don't know too much about, so roast me in the comments if I'm being an idiot here, which I could be. They've got a really, really well-proven track record of successful space launches. I don't think they're into reusability as many of these other companies focus on, which kind of puts them, I would say, a bit behind these companies. I'd still say, due to it being so established, bringing so much weight and doing so much for the space industry, bringing things into space for humanity, I suppose, that it's just got to be just behind SpaceX in the S tier, potentially in the A tier, but I would say it makes it in the S tier. Again, I don't really know too much about this company, so I'm not going to go into massive amounts of detail on things that I don't know about. Virgin Orbit have had a few successful launches. I'm not really a fan of their launching type. It looks like a plane to me, so for that reason, just because it doesn't look good, it's got to go at the bottom of the D tier. But I would say it can go. There's something about it. There's something about Virgin Orbit. Just I don't know if I've just got a vendetta against them, but I'm not massively crazy about it. They've had a few successful launches, perhaps better compete with Rocket Lab than Astra will be able to. Although it wouldn't surprise me if Astra really do enable themselves and create rockets that are far more competitive. You know what? For that reason, I might bump Astra up to just here. Let's put Virgin Orbit. Let's put Virgin Orbit there. I'd say in the B tier. So I'm looking at it now. I think that's my final tier list. I think so. Although I feel bad putting Relativity down here with all the things they do in 3D printing. It is quite interesting. They're incredibly ambitious, and if they're successful in the future, which they very well might be, which wouldn't surprise me, then I will look like an absolute idiot. But then, to be fair, the only launch that Firefly had was a failure. I mean, that's expected. The first launch, you wouldn't expect it to go that well. You'd hope, but it's not expected to be successful the first time. I'm thinking here. I don't know. These two are kind of interchangeable. Could do something like that. There is something about Virgin Orbit. No, they have had a better track record than Astra. Maybe something like that could be. But then Blue Origin. Oh, it's a tough one. I think that can be Virgin Orbit's going in the C tier. Yeah. Nah. Sorry. I'm going back on myself, but that is my final space launch companies tier list. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Not many of you that watch my videos are subscribed, so make sure you do press that subscription button if you're finding this video interesting or entertaining. Of course, this is my opinion. SpaceX and ULA in the S tier, Rocket Lab in the A tier, Blue Origin and Virgin Orbit in the B tier, Astra in the C tier, Firefly and Relativity in the D tier. Just my opinion. Leave a dislike if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you think my opinion is unfound and what I'm missing, because as I have said, I've researched these companies to differing extents. But yeah, I would say I'm happy with that tier list. So yeah, leave a comment with your opinions, and thank you for watching.